Hey guys, this is Phil. It's a quick review video demonstration of a Benchmade 745 and a couple of customizations that I did to it. So, purchased this new, and it had some vertical play in the blade when my son got it for me, which I was extremely thrilled to receive this. So went on blade forums and found that the vertical play was actually a fairly consistent thing, and you'll find instructions where folks have done workarounds where they've like folded up a piece of paper and inserted it into behind the titanium side of the liner lock to add a little more pressure there. But I didn't want to go that route, and so my belief was that it needed adjustment on the pin, and so I sent it back to Benchmade. It took quite a while, probably 5 to 6 weeks for it to come back. Originally it was also a serrated blade, and I also had read from a post maybe a year and a half ago that said that if you wanted the blade replaced, that they no longer had plain matte blades. But because originally this was serrated, and I requested a non-serrated matte blade, and they had them in stock. So I don't know if they've remanufactured that. I know it's a discontinued knife. So I was really pleased with that, and the lockup is 100%. There's absolutely zero blade play. You can see the lockup is decent as well, and I was very pleased. And many folks on the forums have commented that this Bob Lum knife is among the smoothest folder actions they've ever seen. It's like glass. So upon receiving it back, I opted to acid wash and stone wash the clip because I wanted it to be as discreet as possible in the pocket and have it be, and it is a very deep carry, but I wanted it to be again, just a non-reflective coating if possible. There you see on the blade, it is the S30V steel. Overall, it's high quality materials on the knife. This is a G10. It is a textured G10. At first I thought it was a linen micarta, the way the texturing is on that. It almost looks like a linen layered grain, but it's not. It's very beautiful. The other thing that you may see on forums about this knife is the spacer on the back had give to it. So what you're looking at is a custom spacer that I produced. This was actually my third attempt at this spacer, and I'll explain what I did. The first attempt was utilized an Amboina burl, and these screws each go into a threaded spacer that was into I guess some high-end plastic spacer which previously had come out a little further in the handle, down about here, and if you pressed on that end with your thumb, it actually had a fair amount of give to it. So again, there's a threaded spacer, steel spacer, that was two of them, that was in that back piece of plastic. And so I used a punch and I removed the spacer out of there, the two spacers out of there, and then was free to embed that into another material of my choice. Originally, as I said, I crafted that out of Amboina burl, and I was a little too tight on the tolerances that when I drilled out the Amboina, and as I pushed those spacers into the burl, I cracked it. So that was very sad. So round two, I went with a straight paper micarta, and again I milled that down to the right width. It stuck out about here, so I had plenty of room to work with on the original piece. But again, when I drilled out the holes for the steel spacers and went to wedge those into the black paper micarta, I split that too. So I realized I had although the edges of those spacers were grooved and looked like they were a pressure fitting, I realized I had to have less pressure, less tolerance. So round three, I sandwiched paper micarta onto a piece of ivory, piano key, and from there I milled it down to the correct width. I left it large as I inserted it into there, drilled those holes a little larger, and inserted them and epoxied them, the threaded pieces in. And then once I had that where I wanted it, then I was able to bring that down to where I wanted it. When I was done with that, I used very strong brewed tea, black tea, with some added vinegar as a mordant to dye the ivory, because I didn't want it white. I wanted it more of a cream, which the color correction on this may not be the best. It's actually an absolutely beautiful cream color on that ivory. And again, I don't know how well it comes out, but it is pretty near perfect. It came out extremely beautiful, and when I was done with it, I finished it off with Renaissance wax for a final finish. Blade centering is perfect. Lockup and finish is just very, very, very sweet. So there you have it. Customized 745. I know the 746 has the Benchmade lock on it, but this is absolutely gorgeous. So thanks for watching. Take care. Bye.